Hello, this is the Cellfilm assignment, and we chose the first topic, learner support using an integration of the bio-ecological approach and the asset-based approach, and then our names and student numbers are there. So the first approach we will be looking at is the asset-based approach. And this approach focuses on the assets, strengths, and resources of the students that's available to them or that is within them. But these strengths and assets are not necessarily being fully utilized to benefit the student. The aim of this process is to empower individual students, their families, and their communities at large. A way to utilize and discover these assets would be via a method called asset mapping. And asset mapping is a process of making a graphic representation of all identified assets and resources within the different domains of a person's life. And these domains obviously then correlate with the bioecological approaches domains. So, the bioecological approach to development emphasizes the complex interactions between multiple environments in a student's life, and this includes their microsystem, mesosystem, macrosystem, exosystem, and chronosystem. On the right-hand side, there's a diagram of what this will look like, and then on the left-hand side, there's some bullet points explaining the concept further. How can these approaches be integrated for optimal learner support? The bioecological approach gives a layout of the complex interactions between the domains that influence human development, and the asset-based approach helps us to contrast the needs and assets in each of these domains so they can be integrated and used together. If you can create an asset map for the students in your class at each of the domains, you can determine where the assets are the strongest and the needs are the most prominent, and plan your class accordingly, supporting where the students lack most. Now we will be looking at how the integration will be approached of these two methods. So, a bioecological asset-based approach aids students from different backgrounds and sketches schools as part of the larger neighborhood and community. This view of teachers and students being part of a larger community increases the opportunities for teachers and students to practically interact and collaborate so that connections can be made between the different domains of a student's life. And to demonstrate how the two approaches will be integrated, an asset map will be drawn up for each of the domains in the bioecological approach, evaluating the possible strengths and weaknesses in these domains, or in those domains rather. Here is a practical example of asset mapping using the bioecological approach, and it's a story that me and my group partner made up so that it can be applied practically to an asset map, which is on slide 7. Here you can see how an asset map looks, and you see there's domain, area, needs, assets, and then processes, person, context, time, and then we filled in all the different things that would fit under the different headings. The integration and how teachers can use the above to help the student. Using asset mapping, a teacher can easily determine who lacks confidence, who has academic issues, who may need more support in terms of caring and loving, and who may need physical help like extra classes, food, or transport to school. More importantly, teachers can determine the resources and strengths of a student and what they can offer to the class to support each other. Making a child self-aware of their talents will make them grow make their confidence grow, and they can work together. They learn valuable skills like leadership, sharing, caring, sympathy, and group work. A teacher quickly realizes that the many environments in the student's life will affect how they learn. If a teacher can draw up an asset map and design a class optimal for most of or all the students will be most supported in their learning. The conclusion. This integration of the bioecological approach and the asset-based approach reminds us as teachers that providing a supportive learning environment to the learners in your class is not only to become familiar with their needs and challenges, but also to work at identifying their assets, strengths, resources, and capabilities in all domains of their lives. If you can determine which each of these are, then you can optimally design classroom activities and aid each student at a more personal level. And that concludes our slideshow. Thank you very much.